Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. I want to bring you a positive video today. Instead of talking about all this gloom and doom in the markets and trade wins and trade wars and liquidity and yeah, let's talk something positive today, guys. Today, I want to talk about blue collar jobs are paying big money. So I have no college education, university, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, when I went to high school, it was like, oh no, you're not worth going to. You're just a waste of money. And then the ones that went to university and college are all working these government jobs. They can't get a real job in the private sector force, being a little bit more free. But they're all in these government jobs. So blue collar jobs like plumbing pay $90,000 without a college degree, and it's driving more workers to trade school. So, a college degree, in my opinion, unless you're like, think of it like 100 years ago, a college degree was like, it was very hard to get into college back in the day. And then when you did get back into college in the day, you were expected to accelerate and get through the program because they needed you for a job immediately after you graduated from medical school or whatever you got into, because there was a huge demand for that. Now, well, up until the last, I think it was during the Obama administration and the Clinton administration, um, they kept boasting what was happening with you can make an extra $1 million in your lifetime and blah blah blah. At what cost? Can you even get a job in that field? That was the problem, right? So a lot of people, after student loans became federalized, everyone started taking these crazy loans out and joining the masses of the school army, the college army, and everyone got into university because everyone had a chance to get into university. But before federal regulation in the college student loan thing, student loans, a semester was like $1,200, $800 for a semester. All you had to do was work a summer job, and you could pay off your school for the semester, right? And books and your car insurance and your place where you're renting. Now, ever since it became federalized, it turned into a disaster. But we do have a light at the end of the tunnel, guys, and this looks good. So if you're in the Commonwealth and you have children like myself, I got three. My kid's gonna go into welding and plumbing and in electrical. His school, the high school here in town, have welding class. They have a class for welding. You go in, there's cars on hoists, there's everything. So stay away from mechanics. Mechanics get treated like crap, and they're not so independent because they're stuck in a shop. Where if you're a plumber, you're going to different sites, you're meeting different people, you're checking out different things, and or an electrician, you're always meeting new people and checking out sites and trying different things. Okay, it's very important you see that. Okay, mechanics, forget it, man. Blue collar professionals such as plumbers and mechanics are earning more than the average salary for white collar jobs, and they don't require a traditional college degree, according to recent Bloomberg report. While college graduates still earn more on average than their non-college grand peers, the trend against four-year college degrees has begun. Many of the fastest growing professions do not require a bachelor's degree, and some do not even require a high school diploma. So this is very important because a lot of times now people finish school, 4 years, 5, 6 years in some cases, and there's no job waiting for them, right? They create a false demand. They create a fake demand, like that pharmaceutical demand. Oh, all the baby boomers retiring. There's not enough pharmacists and blah, blah, blah. So they created this pharmaceutical demand, created a pharmaceutical school, and got people in there, and student loans were funding it, and the people that made the school or created the school made big bucks off business, off education. In reality, a lot of people lost their shirts, and there was no job waiting for them at the end of the tunnel, basically. Trade schools are now touting how blue-collar professionals such as plumbers, electricians, and mechanics make more money than workers whose roles require bachelor's degree, Bloomberg reported. While the average pay of some of these occupants totals $52,000, specialized jobs, including aircraft mechanics and heavy equipment technicians, can surpass $100,000, Bloomberg reported. Plumbers in Atlanta earn $90,000 in wages and commissions and salary. That's 70% higher than the region's average income. Because we are
because we are because we do talk about housing on this channel, let's go over to Atlanta now real quick. And let's find something there in Atlanta real quick, okay? So you could see, oh, you don't make money. And yeah, let's go to Atlanta and see. Plumbers making $90,000 a year. Let's deduct taxes and deductions and payroll deductions. Let's say they make $60,000 a year after all of that, right? Which shouldn't be that high, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's see what you could buy in Atlanta. Here we go. Augusta. Damn, I don't know. This is a very finicky map today. Okay, Atlanta. So we are in the state of Atlanta. So look, you can get started for 180. We're in the province of Georgia. Sorry. I can't find Atlanta here because everything's popping up. There's tens of thousands of homes popping up here. Okay, Atlanta. Okay, this should be in Atlanta area. Very hard to get in there with so many listings popping up. Okay, I'm in the Atlanta area. Okay, here we go. So, I mean, you could pick up a starter home, 180. You can live on Peachtree Street, Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 200,000. But that's on Peachtree Street. That's right by the Fox Theater. I've been to Atlanta many times, by the way. I know this because of that. Ooh, look at this. Look at this high rise. Wow. You can live in this thing. It's a 1 bedroom though, 135, but you got the view of downtown Atlanta. Look at your lobby. So this 135, this 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 739 square feet will cost you, in this area and this kind of thing in Vancouver, would cost you maybe $800,000. And you're not making that much money as a plumber in Vancouver. I could guarantee that. When you convert it from US dollars, you're not. There's so many. They're just so many of them. Oh, I have it only at 100,000. Let's move it up to about 400,000. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, there's so many, guys. So let's go back to here. So what I'm saying, like, if you are a plumber in Atlanta, here we go, Atlanta, Georgia, you could buy yourself a beautiful house. Look at the inside of this thing. You don't have to worry, okay, guys? So $90,000 commission salary, that's 70% higher than the region's average income. Avoiding college grads still earn more than their graduated peers. Avoiding student loan debt could make trade schools more appealing. Many trade programs are covering in party by employers and state-sponsored programs. In Michigan, Georgia offered trade degrees tuition-free because there's a demand for them. That's why. In addition to local governments and trade schools, businesses are acknowledging that 4-year degrees may not be necessary to get a high-paying job. Prominent business leaders such as Siemens USA CEO Barbara Hampton and Apple CEO Tim Cook publicly dismissed the idea of a 4-year degree to guarantee career readiness. Cook even said half of Apple's new hires in 2018 did not hold a 4-year degree. The future of work may not require a bachelor's degree to get a good job. Of the 10 occupants that are expected to see the most job growth in 2026, only one. A registered nurse requires a college degree, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So our registered nurses are leaving Canada in huge. Canada's major export is doctors, nurses, and like radiologists, cosmetologists, dermatologists. That's our major exports in Canada. We lose all of that because, again, you could go to Atlanta and you could take your pick of a home and you could buy this for $367, 3 bedroom, 3 bath, $267, sorry. And there's a huge piece of land, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia. That's not like outside Atlanta. But I can't get over these beautiful Coliseum type. Oh, look at this one. Is this on Peachtree? Yeah, it's on Peachtree Street. Man, I might buy one of these just to be with, like, to go visit with my wife and have a place. Look at this. This is the William Oliver building. This is, again, by the Fox Theater. This is a beautiful building in Atlanta. I know it. I've been to Atlanta like 36 times. I know these elevators. They make noise and stuff. They're really old, but they're classic. To live in something like this in Vancouver, I'm not kidding. You're looking at about $800,000 for $680 to $700,000 for a 1 bedroom. So this is the William Oliver. I know it's by the Fox Theater because I know where this is. I know where this place is. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want a house and you don't want all the maintenance, you can still buy something like this for $149.
So let's get back to here. In total, at least 64% of jobs in 2026 will require no education. Our real education mismatch may be of sort of many of us prefer not to consider that we are educating our citizens for jobs that simply do not and will not exist. So remember that whole pharmaceutical thing I talked about with you guys? They propped up the whole pharmaceutical market. Get into the pharmaceutical. It's the future with all these baby boomers. Now there's all these people with these useless pharmaceutical graduate degrees that do nothing for them. And they're trying to get into Walmart. While college grads still earn more than the 932 median earnings for all workers, the trend against going to school may already be starting in 2016. Wages for those with just high school degree or less rose faster than any other group, according to data from the Economic Policy Institute. Young workers saddled with student debt are also fed up with the system, and nearly half indebted millennials recently told Insider college was not worth the economic hassle. Preparing young minds is a vital exercise, one we must continue. You know what, young minds is a vital exercise? Is when they're between the ages of 1 and 8, and that's it. Whatever they don't absorb after that, my youngest doesn't, but my 2 kids speak Portuguese. Oh, Mike, why don't you wait later to teach them? No, I speak Portuguese. My kids speak Portuguese. They can't write it, they can't read it, but they speak Portuguese. And they understand what I'm saying all the time. And grandma speaks Portuguese. Oh, Mike, what, why you, get lost, Bixby. They're like, oh, Mike, why Portuguese? Well, there's 8 or 9 countries that speak Portuguese. And once the financial banking or restraints get off them, once Brazil could be more of a free trade, global trader without having all these restraints on them by puppet governments, Brazil could be an up-and-coming, booming country. And if my kids speak the language, at least they'll have a heads up, right? Preparing young minds is vital, and Angola too. Once Angola gets out of this whole, it's same thing with Mozambique. I have family that live there. Once they get out of this whole turmoil, hopefully in their lifetimes, they might have a career doing something really well, doing something good somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Okay, continue to pursue the vigor, creativity, and humility, Shell wrote. But the instance that more education on its own necessarily enhances earning prospect is not only wrong, it's cruel. Saddling too many of us with unrealistic prospects and crippling debt. Guys, this is it. Mechanics, I'm not too fond of. I was a transmission rebuilder when I was a kid. And let me tell you about that. And it was good at a shop, but then it started to stink after a year, after 2 years. You want it out. You wanted to find better prospects, better paying. Then it becomes about the money, and you're not happy doing that kind of business. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Florida and did really well, and had my own shop there in Fort Lauderdale. So to be really frank with you guys, let me tell you, man, there's a lot of potential out there, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. Believe me. So, think of it like this, right? It's hard to do comparisons with Canada because the average house in Canada is just, ridiculous, right? So, you could pick up something really nice here. You don't have to worry, about... you don't have to worry about things, That's why Canada's major exports, and even Australia's major exports, are doctors. Practitioners, stuff like that. 3-bedroom townhomes, 4-bedroom townhomes. I could keep going here. The prices are just all over the place here in the hundreds and $200,000 range. Nice place in Atlanta. Look at this one. Your place has a little screen to walk out to here. At the top there, you can watch the city of Atlanta from your view. Look at that. Look at that. How much is that? $189. This in Vancouver? $700,000. And it has a washer and dryer built in too. Not bad. Okay, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, especially my friends in the United States looking to get out of California, Oregon. If you're not liberal and you're conservative and you want to get out to a state like Georgia, get out there. Get out there, make some money, and a majority of majority of conservatives don't have not a majority, a percentage of
of conservatives don't have a college, a percentage. It's more liberals that have the liberal arts degree and all that crap. And yeah, I'm not gonna go there, so don't get my channel flagged. Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching.